Okay, so you guys know how I'm always talking about eating healthy? Well, I need to tell you what I discovered about broccoli, because this is literally going to change everything you thought you knew about this vegetable. And I mean everything. The good, the potentially not so good, and who should actually be careful with it. Because turns out, broccoli isn't just healthy, it's like a pharmaceutical drug disguised as a vegetable. So I went down this research rabbit hole last weekend, and everyone, when I tell you what happens in your body, from the moment you take your first bite, you're going to be shook. We're talking minute-by-minute changes happening inside you. But here's what nobody talks about. Broccoli can actually be harmful for some people. Like, your doctor might literally tell you to avoid it. So let's break this down properly. Okay, so the second you start chewing broccoli, enzymes in your saliva activate this compound called sulforaphane. Within 30 minutes, this stuff is already in your bloodstream, working like a tiny army. First thing it does? It literally turns on your body's detox genes. I'm talking about genes called NRF2, pathways that boost your liver's ability to flush out toxins by up to 200%. So if you had a few drinks last night, or you've been eating processed food, broccoli is basically giving your liver superpowers. At the same time, it's triggering what scientists call hormesis. That's basically controlled stress that makes your cells stronger. Think of it like a workout for your cells. Your body's like, oh, we're under attack, and ramps up all its defense systems. And here's something wild. Within those same 30 minutes, if you have any precancerous cells floating around, sulforaphane is literally programming them to self-destruct. It's called apoptosis, and it's your body's natural way of taking out the trash before it becomes a problem. Now here's where it gets really interesting. About 1 to 2 hours after eating broccoli, your inflammation markers start dropping. C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, all those scary inflammation indicators that doctors worry about. They're going down. But here's the part that made me literally text my mom. Broccoli is also messing with your gut bacteria in the best way possible. Studies show it's feeding the good bacteria and starving out the harmful ones. So your digestive system is basically getting a makeover. Your blood vessels are also getting happier. Blood flow improves, blood pressure can drop slightly, and your endothelial function. That's how well your blood vessels work. Gets a boost that lasts for hours. Now here's where we need to get real for a minute, because not everything about broccoli is sunshine and rainbows. First, and this affects so many of us, broccoli contains complex carbohydrates and fiber that bacteria in your colon break down, producing gas. If you're not used to eating a lot of fiber, you might feel bloated, gassy, or uncomfortable for several hours. Second, if you have digestive issues like IBS, broccoli contains something called FODMAPs that can trigger symptoms. So while it's healing your gut bacteria, it might be making your stomach unhappy in the short term. And here's something most people don't know. Broccoli contains natural compounds called goitrogens. These can interfere with thyroid hormone production, especially in people who have iodine deficiency. But before you panic, recent comprehensive research shows that eating broccoli poses no adverse effects on thyroid function when you have adequate iodine intake. Okay, so who needs to be actually careful with broccoli? Because this is important. First, if you're on blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin, we need to talk. Broccoli contains about 64% of your daily vitamin K needs, and vitamin K can work against your blood-thinning medication. You don't have to avoid it completely, but you need to be consistent and talk to your doctor. Second, if you have severe hypothyroidism and you're iodine deficient, you might want to limit raw broccoli. But here's the thing. You'd have to eat like 2 to 3 pounds of raw, cruciferous vegetables daily for this to be a real problem. Most of us aren't doing that. Third, if you have kidney stones or are prone to them, broccoli does contain oxalates, so moderation is key. And finally, if you have severe digestive issues, you might need to start slow and build up your tolerance. But here's who should absolutely be eating more broccoli. Basically everyone else. If you're trying to prevent cancer, support your liver, reduce inflammation, or just want better overall health, broccoli is like nature's multivitamin with superpowers. If you're going through menopause, broccoli helps balance hormones. If you're trying to support your immune system, those glucosinolates are like training your immune cells to be better fighters. And honestly, even if you fall into one of those be careful categories, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy broccoli. It just means you need to be smart about it. Work with your doctor, start slowly, or find the preparation method that works for your body. The key is knowing your body and what works for you. Okay, but before we wrap up, we need to bust some broccoli myths, because the internet is full of misinformation about this stuff, and I cannot let you leave here believing lies. Myth number 1. Cooking broccoli destroys all the nutrients. False! Here's what actually happens. Yes, cooking destroys some vitamin C and chlorophyll, but you actually get more cancer-fighting indoles in cooked broccoli than raw. And get this, gentle steaming provides the most health benefits, so cooking isn't the villain here, it's how you cook it. Myth number 2. Fresh is always better than frozen. Nope! This one shocked me. Sometimes frozen broccoli actually retains more nutrients than fresh. Why? Because frozen vegetables are picked at peak ripeness and freezing locks in nutrients, while fresh veggies lose nutrients between picking and your table. But here's the plot twist. Frozen broccoli loses sulforaphane during the freezing process. So if you want maximum cancer-fighting power, fresh wins. But for other nutrients, frozen is totally fine. Myth number 3. You have to eat broccoli raw to get any benefits. No! Both raw and cooked broccoli are nutritious, just in different ways. Raw gives you more vitamin C and sulforaphane, but cooked gives you better absorption of some antioxidants and is easier to digest. It's not black and white. Myth number 4. Broccoli will definitely mess up your thyroid. This one makes me so mad because it scares people away from an amazing vegetable. The truth is, you'd have to eat like 2 to 3 pounds of raw, cruciferous vegetables daily while being severely iodine deficient for this to be a real problem. Most of us are not doing that. Look, I don't want to make broccoli sound scary because it's not. For 95% of us, eating broccoli regularly is one of the best things we can do for our health. The benefits massively outweigh the risks. But I also think we deserve to know the full story, right? Like, if you're on medication or have health conditions, you should know how food interacts with that. It's not about fear, it's about being informed. And this is exactly why my next video is going to be all about how to eat broccoli to maximize the good stuff and minimize any potential issues. Because there are actually tricks to make it more digestible, ways to boost the sulforaphane, content, and preparation methods that work better for different health conditions. So tell me in the comments, which myth were you believing? And where do you fall on the broccoli spectrum? Are you team bring on all the broccoli? Or are you in one of those groups that needs to be more careful? And if this opened your eyes to how complex nutrition actually is, because it's not just good food, bad food, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed, because next week, I'm breaking down exactly how to prepare broccoli for your specific needs, plus some recipes that'll make you actually excited to eat it. Trust me, after that video, you're going to have a completely different relationship with this little green powerhouse. Share this with anyone who's ever said, "I hate broccoli," or anyone who's falling for these nutrition myths on social media. Knowledge is power, and we all deserve the truth about our food.